After finally working up the courage to leave the church, you agree that with an endless array of bridges in all directions. Though you're impressed by the ornate designs, they don't make for very good milestones, and you're pretty sure you have no idea where you are. Your sprite was saying something about a gate, but you've yet to see anything resembling one. Considering the trek you got ahead of you, you're considering chatting with someone to pass the time. Evan, contact your date. You already tried that. Despite repeated insistence that he would be in touch, he has neglected to respond to you in any form. You're beginning to lose hope. Oh, speak of the devil. Evan, answer.
Hello, are you there?
Hey there, I'm glad we can finally get in touch.
Yeah, sorry about waiting so long to contact you. I've been a total bundle of nerves lately. You know, what with the cataclysm and all.
Oh, it's no issue at all. The Rapture is looking a lot different than I expected, but I'm willing to take it all in stride. This game might get tough, but at least we'll have each other.
That's one way of looking at it.
I'm especially looking forward to seeing you in person.
Wow, that's, really forward. Do you mind if we slowed things down a bit?
Oh, of course, sorry about that. I'm just excited to meet someone else who appreciates the mysteries of life. If your profile's anything to go by, that is.
Okay, we need to get a few things out in the open. This honestly feels like a really weird time to be focusing on romance. Or whatever we've got going here.
I'm going to call it romance.
Yeah, I can tell you are, and normally I would be kind of put off by that. Most people would. Like I barely even know you, but considering the circumstances and the fact it's the end of the world, is it weird to say it's kind of reassuring? Like, sure, let's do a romance. Call it vain or whatever, but I could really use the distraction.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Not that I don't, care about you. You seem like a stand-up guy. Forget I said anything.
Oh no, please don't think you're messing this up. I agree with you completely. I'm sorry if I made a bad first impression, but I really want this to work out.
Hopefully it can. Maybe I just need to relax. You have done nothing but be friendly, and I'm shooting you down at every corner. This always happens with me.
Are you kidding? You've been an excellent conversation partner. Blame me for trying to dive in head first.
You know, I think I'm starting to see why Set 8 matched us.
What do you mean?
You seem so collected, I guess, and I can't even think straight.
Don't sell yourself short. I'm sure you've accomplished far more than I have. I managed to get lost walking in a straight line.
At least you're on solid ground, presumably. You've seen what I have to deal with. You got the picture I sent, right?
Yep, set it as my wallpaper. Had to flip it around first, though.
Actually, the picture was oriented properly. The physics here really are just that screwed up. I didn't think inverted gravity was possible given our current understanding of natural laws, but here we are. Big old middle finger to Newton if I've ever seen one.
That's crazy. Are you safe? Are you in any danger of falling? Do you need me to try and contact someone?
Easy there. The towers seem well rooted in position. Plenty of room for me to move around.
Oh, that's a relief.
I think there might be some kind of anchor hooked into the ground up there. Otherwise there's no way the stone would be able to support its own weight. You know, my dad would probably set up some kind of convoluted experiment to see what keeps all the dirt in place, or something equally banal. But honestly, I don't think this place works like that. I think we're in a realm of mysticism, or whatever term you prefer.
What, like magic?
Basically, I have a theory that our model of physics only applies under, well, certain circumstances.
That doesn't sound very scientific.
Now you really sound like my dad. I don't mean to say that science is wrong or useless or anything like that. It just relies too heavily on presumptions. I mean, just look around you. Nothing in any textbook could explain all of this.
I get where you're coming from, and I don't necessarily disagree. But sometimes books really do hold all the answers. I'm worried you might be jumping to conclusions.
That's what I'm trying not to do. I'm just saying that the whole lot of our theories about the universe no longer apply whatsoever. And I'm trying to come to terms with that.
It's certainly a lot to take in.
But you're right. I need more time to study this place before I can decide for sure. Travel to some other planets and see how they compare. I just think there might be something in all those old stories. Magic is just sufficiently advanced science, or however the quote goes. Hopefully the owls will give me a straight answer at some point.
Why don't you just ask the big bird in your photo?
What, the angel?
That was an angel?
It sure looks like one to me. Either way, I can't get near it. It moves away whenever I try and get close. It's the only one I've seen so far, and the owl consults don't seem to think it should be here at all.
Did it seem hostile?
No, but... this is gonna sound really strange.
What is it?
It sorta reminded me of you.
That's kind of endearing, actually.
It is? It doesn't weird you out or anything?
You just said I look like an angel, silly. How could I take that as an insult?
That's a relief. I was afraid you'd find it creepy or imposing or something.
Well, as the new angel on the block, I officially decree I'm very fond of your personality and I want to spend time with you.
Yeah, try not to take this the wrong way, but could we skip out on all the lovey-dovey stuff? At least for now. I'm not exactly a prolific dater, but it always ticks me off when couples do that.
Whatever makes you comfortable. I'll try to tone it down.
Thanks. I'll see if I can meet you halfway. I'm a bit new to being affectionate, so you're gonna have to show me the ropes.
With pleasure.
I need to get going, but I'll be sure to actually keep in touch with you from here on out.
Maybe then we'll be able to set up a real date.
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Evan, get a move on. You shoo the butterflies out of your stomach and move to your feet. As much as you treasured that conversation, you feel it could have gone better. Maybe you really did come on too strong. You're going to need some time alone to think. Well then. Evan, receive message.
Greetings.
Oh, hello there. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't recall ever meeting you. Are you a member of the fabled second group?
I am indeed, or I'd assume that I am. Are you a member of the first group?
By process of elimination, I'd say yes.
Excellent, you might be able to shed some light on my predicament.
Maybe.
Don't worry, I won't take too much of your time. I've been given word from Chelsea that we've been dealt with similar planets. That is to say, barren and desolate.
I don't think I'm familiar with anyone named Chelsea.
You might know her as 8313.
Oh, her! She's a real gem. She helped me out with the capsule code replication earlier. Got the punch system working in a heartbeat.
According to her, that was your doing.
I can't take full credit for that. She nudged me in the right direction. Anyway, what do you need help with?
I need to know if you've had more luck with your travels than I have, because at the moment I'm nearly certain that I'm doing something wrong. I've traversed every nook and cranny of this wearisome concrete slab and I've got nothing to show for it. There's no grand narrative residing behind a distant hill, no dramatic twist beneath the upteenth grey boulder, just a veritable rainbow of amphibians and my increasingly waning interest. The temples are all sealed tight and the frogs barely respond to my presence. Hearing of the experience of others so far, I can't help but find myself a tad peeved.
What was that about frogs?
There's oodles of them here. I don't know what they're eating or where they're laying eggs, but they seem to have no issue reproducing. Regardless, I'm at a loss for what to do.
I'm having trouble believing that you've searched the entire planet. I don't know about yours, but mine is really big.
Well, not the whole thing, but I've made good headway. With tips from my sprite and help from my mother's sensors, I've had no issues narrowing down points of interest. The problem is that I'm barred from entering even the shoddiest of crypts, even with force.
Oh, maybe it's like a puzzle. You need to fiddle with something to unlock temples. Steal a few idols and run away from froggy boulders.
Perhaps, though I haven't seen anything of the sort. Either way, I'm quite experienced with convoluted passageways. If there was a way to get inside, I would have found it.
Maybe it's a waiting game?
You might be onto something there. I've been given every indication that there's some event yet to trigger. My planet seems to be lying entirely dormant as if in wait.
Guess there's not much to do but sit back and relax.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. I can't help but wonder what lay beneath this shrouded veil of concrete. Is the sparsity of the surface merely a facade? Shall I peel away the skin to reveal a mosaic, each layer more complex than the last?
That would be cool.
It would indeed, alas. Might I pry into experiences a bit? It might serve to ameliorate this rather tricky situation.
I haven't been nearly as productive as you have. Most of my time here has been waiting for the fog around the church to clear so I could actually leave. Speedy Jesus was giving me a whole speech about my potential and the true nature of this land, but I was honestly a bit distracted by his heavenly aura. I remembered there was one part in particular he made a big deal about. He gave me a real serious look, like the fate of the world was resting on my shoulders, and he took a deep breath and he said, "Evan, the core is dying," and I didn't know how to respond to that. He said I was responsible for saving this planet, and that I needed to get started right away. And now here I am, sitting on a bridge above a bottomless pit, hopelessly lost.
I doubt that it's actually bottomless. You just said yourself that there's a core.
It's probably just a big cluster of bridges wrapped together. Forget about the world's largest rubber band ball. Here we got the world's largest suspension bridge ball.
Maybe my planet has something like that. I'd wager that's how the planets thermoregulate. Otherwise we'd freeze to death. Big burning balls of bridges, batrachia, etic.
It is a bit nippy here. Maybe the core really is dying.
Sounds to me like our lands were cut from the same cloth. Concrete and frogs and bridges and dusk and absolutely nothing of interest. I wouldn't expect an alien landscape to be so bland.
I wouldn't say bland per se. I'd use a word like mysterious. Like there's a treasure I've yet to discover hidden somewhere in the fog. Or at least a cool statue or something. Anything to justify all this walking.
I hope you get it all sorted out. In the meantime, I was meant to inform you that Dagwood is gathering us second groupers together for a rendezvous. Once you've got your bearings, you're free to come and join us.
That sounds like a blast. I'd love to go, but Wade told us to stay away from your group while we get up to speed on the whole game situation. Sorry about that.
That's quite alright. It makes sense to get yourself sorted before getting wrapped up in another ordeal. I consider rejecting the invitation to focus on my own endeavours, but I can't miss an opportunity to socialise like this. It's not often that I get to see other people in the flesh.
I wish you the best.
Oh, yes, and one more thing. Do not sleep, under any circumstances.
Oh, no need to worry about that. I wouldn't be of any help while sleeping after all.
Hunky-dory.
Oh, silly me, I haven't even asked your full name yet.
It's Josh Manson, Agent of Grim and Harbinger of Death.
Neat.
Rather, I'll be seeing you.
That was pretty intense. You hope you get the chance to meet the others sometime. It seems like they're going to have quite the get-together. Evan, Bask.
Greetings, Evan.
Hey, Jesus. Man, am I glad to see you.
That feeling is mutual. I was not anticipating leaving your abode, but the severity of the situation has forced my hand. It appears I was incorrect about the configuration of this planet.
So the core isn't dying?
No, that is still very much a threat. This is a matter of travel logistics.
What's the issue?
While the bridges are designed to interlock, transpiring them isn't as intuitive as I had previously described. This bridge, for example, wraps around itself twice before returning to its origin at the church, which is to say that any progress you've made this far is negligible.
That's a bummer.
Luckily for you, I know who can guide us.
Who?
The gnomes, Evan. They know the way far better than you or I.
If you say so.
I know where they can be found, but no more than that. After you have reached their settlement, I will once again leave you to your own devices. We must make haste.
Wait, before we head off, I have a quick question. Are you really the real Jesus?
That's a good question, Evan. The answer is yes and no. This form is merely an idol. I can repeat to you his teachings, but I lack the creative insight of the original. Besides, I'd much rather cruise along the freeway than sit around and prattle on about scripture.
But can you, walk on water?
I don't have legs, Evan. In any case, I'd highly suggest you move to the side.
Huh? Slip! Evan, gaze.
We have a lot to talk about, Evan.
It'd be a shame to miss out on a conversation like that, but you've got more important things to be doing. Sev, plot your escape. Yelling is out of the question, and you've spread your build grist thin moving all these machines. If you're going to get out of here, you'll need a solid plan.